This Teenage Cancer Trust unit opened in April 2007. We moved here from the previous Beatson West of Scotland cancer site, which was an old building with really no facilities for young people, although the staff still did a tremendous job in looking after them. The great thing about this unit is that it really gives us, the nurses who are looking after these patients, a chance to look after them as young people first and as cancer patients second. And I think just the whole environment that we're looking after them in allows us to do that. And although you're caring for them still in a professional way, it's so much more than that.
Did you sleep okay last night?
Yeah, it's okay.
Like a log?
You feel that you can really get to know them, and I think that's so important to a young person, because when they develop a cancer diagnosis, they often feel that they lose their identity, they lose their role, they lose who they are. And we have to remember, as health professionals who are looking after these young people, that they are young people. They are in the prime of their life, they have so many important things to do, and that we have to care for them as that young person and take that into consideration when we're looking after them.
For me, for the realisation that I've got cancer, it didn't sink in straight away. But when I went to my bed and I was lying myself, there was suddenly that realisation, this is going to change my whole life. And I've only known one person to have cancer and survive at that point in my life. Everyone else I knew that had cancer had died, so there was that sudden, right, am I going to die? But I would definitely say that the nurses that are associated within this unit, they've been absolutely fantastic. They're there for you whenever you need them, and they will just sit and chat with you, and it's not all about cancer. They want to help you in a sense so that you're not sitting thinking at the end of the day, right, well, I've got cancer, so I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this.
It's a huge satisfaction to be able to know that you're helping somebody, especially of that age, who's it's just not fair that they have this terrible, terrible disease, and to be able to give them support and comfort and to be able to get them on the right track with their treatment and things like that, it's a great satisfaction, definitely.
Teenagers are good. You get a good laugh at them. You know what I mean? It's a totally different kind of ball game. They don't feel as if they're ill sometimes. My son's same age as some of the people in here, so I feel as if it can be my son that's in here. So you do put in that wee bit extra, you give a wee bit extra yourself. Even though it's such a big disturbance to life, we try and minimise that as much as possible. So it's as easy a journey as we can provide from the minute they come in and they go out.
In the near future, we are going to appoint an activity coordinator to the unit, which is really exciting for all of us. We, at the moment, have some activities which we do monthly. For example, we've got a stand-up comedian session this afternoon. But the importance of these activities for this unit is that it gives young people an opportunity to socialise together, and to do that in a really enjoyable, informal way, and to get to know each other and to be able to share the experiences.
This is what I've looked like since I was about 5. I've been the same height, slightly podgy, and I like to make a joke before someone else makes a joke, because then they're not going to hurt me. Is that what, do you use humour? Is that what you do? Yeah, definitely.
I think definitely with my hair and stuff, losing my hair, I would always make jokes about that before somebody else would say maybe you're in a wig or is that not your hair. So I would get in there first so that it wouldn't, like you said, wouldn't hurt.
And it makes them feel a wee bit more comfortable as well if you crack a joke like when you're bald or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been on adult wards and things like that, and today's my first day and I've came to see it, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's really good for young people, because when I was stuck in a ward with like elderly and stuff, not that it was always a bad thing, but you kind of want to be around people that are the same age as you and been through the same kind of thing as you. You can relate to them a bit more, and it's the way your face blows up. It's like,
I know. I just don't get pale. There's just a different mentality, I think, though, with older people.
No.
Like, it's kind of like, yeah, per me, whereas like young people, you still want to kind of go about and do things.
I know,
So,
there's
like,
an old woman dipping her false teeth in the tea, and that really put me off.
I was treated on the normal haematology ward with adults as well, and I luckily got my own room, so I kind of stayed in there for the whole time, and I found that okay, but it was a bit lonely sometimes when visiting times were it was just me in my room, and I couldn't really relate to any of the older patients on the ward. But the TCT, it's a friendly environment, and you've always got things to do. There's computers, everything you could really want. When you're feeling a bit burst of energy, you can come and waste it in here, and find something to do on the computers, and meeting other young people with the similar problems. It's good to talk it over. It gives you some comfort in knowing you're not the only one that's going through it.
Here he has a younger person's environment quite clearly, with guitars, television, games, computers, everything that young people do like. And obviously Josh has the opportunity to mix with younger people and perhaps momentarily forget the situation they're in and they're actually in a hospital, which I think is really good psychologically, that they can shut off for a little while. And it's a kind of relaxed environment. They've got a kitchen facility as well, lots of light. It's a very pleasing, I actually think, a calm environment.
When you see the room, I think they're quite shocked at the standard of it, the flat screen tellies, and how good it is. The environment changes their total perception of how their care is going to be, because it doesn't seem like a ward when you're inside it. It doesn't seem as if you're in a hospital when you're in that room and the doors are shut. The computers and all that, some of their bedrooms may not have what we've got, so I think they quite enjoy being here and miss some of the facilities we've got in the room when they go home. Will somebody come to pick you up? They're with us quite a lot. They come in here for maybe 40 hours, even longer at a time, and you feel as if you're just trying to keep them as much a friend as you can. So they know that they're not alone, they've got somebody else on their side with them. So even though it's quite strange, they're in hospital having treatment, when they go, you know that they kind of miss it maybe a wee bit, having the space and have had a good positive experience while they've been here.
I suppose I couldn't have imagined before we moved here to this unit that I would ever say that. I mean, now I think for myself and the staff that work here, we just could never imagine looking after young people anywhere else because of the facilities and what we can offer them. But what we do remember, and we know that there are a lot of young people still looked after who are not in Teenage Cancer Trust units, and that's what we've got to do something about.